Hi, I'm Rose from Tough Cookie, and today I'm going to be discussing why low-fat food is bad for you. So lots of people eat low-fat foods because they believe that fat makes them fat. I'm testament to the fact that this isn't true. I have a diet that's really high in good fats, and I know some people might look at me and think, oh, you're young, you can get away with that, you can eat what you want. But I can't. I've never been able to do that. It's just not in my genetics to be able to just eat whatever I want. I was overweight as a teenager actually before I developed anorexia, and since then I've battled with my weight in a different way because I've lived in fear of being fat, so I've actually lived in fear of fat itself. Diet companies and food manufacturers have slowly helped us to believe that fat is really bad for us. So they then introduce lots of equivalent products onto the market, so we can still enjoy the things we used to, but we don't need to feel guilty about them. That's the theory behind it. This mentality of good and bad food and guilt is all wrong, really. We should never feel guilty about food. But crucially, we're missing out on vital nutrients, and we're actually depriving ourselves of these things that we need because we choose low-fat processed foods over their wholesome natural alternatives. So I'm assuming that lots of people would go for this diet cereal bar over a handful of nuts. So many people avoid nuts because they're, why do you eat them? They're full of fat and they're full of calories, and that demonstrates just how damaged our perception of food and our relationship with food has become. Nuts are good for you, full stop. They give us energy and they give us fibre and they give us protein as well as a lot of different vitamins and minerals that we need. The cereal bar, on the other hand, gives you very little. There's some fibre in it, granted, but the second ingredient is sugar and the third ingredient is a different type of sugar. So all this sugar and other crap is going to be processed by your body and stored as, guess what, fat. So let's compare that now with the nuts. Yes, I know that nuts have more calories in them, but if that scares you, then take a look at my videos on calories and counting calories, please, because that's a really important part of what I try and advocate. So nuts enter your body and they are slowly metabolized into energy for us to use. They don't cause the pancreas to go into overdrive, and they don't spike our blood sugar and make us hungry half an hour later. Instead, they offer us vital nutrients our bodies really need. And they won't make us fat unless we eat a whole bucket load of them. So good nutrition, I believe, is about balance, and it's about learning more about food and how our bodies work, which is basically just what I've done. It's about letting go, it's about not weighing and counting or even thinking as much about food. So please remember this next time you're reaching for those cereal bars or snack packs or diet crisps thinking you're making a positive choice, and go and find some real food instead.